The girl suddenly ran into the bathroom and started throwing up non-stop. It looked exactly like a pregnant woman's morning sickness. Terrified, her mother patted her on the back. At the same time, she tried to comfort her, saying she had probably just eaten something bad. But early the next morning, the couple realized things were nowhere near that simple, because the girl's stomach kept getting bigger and bigger, and she could barely fit into the largest size of children's clothes. She looked like she was several months pregnant. They rushed their daughter to the hospital, but after examining her, the doctor said the scans showed no major problem. At most, it was probably just lactose intolerance. Even though the mother still felt uneasy after hearing that, she could only take her daughter home first and keep an eye on her. But in the middle of the night, the girl suddenly started rolling around in bed in pain, clutching her stomach and breaking out in a cold sweat. The couple did not dare delay any longer and immediately took her overnight to the biggest hospital in the area. But the ER doctor only took a quick look and casually said it was just ordinary acid reflux. He said she would be fine if she just walked around more after meals. The mother instantly exploded with anger and rushed up to stop him, forcing the hospital to re-examine her daughter.
You find me another doctor, you run some more tests. I'm not leaving this hospital until I know what's wrong with my daughter.
Seeing how persistent the family was, the doctor had no choice but to nod and agree. But it was not until dawn was almost breaking that a new doctor arrived with the test results. The doctor told them that the girl had an abdominal obstruction, which basically meant her intestines had twisted. If she did not have surgery immediately, she could die at any moment. Before the couple could even process it, the nurses had already wheeled in the equipment and started preparing for surgery. The father watched helplessly as a tube was inserted into his daughter's nose. At that moment, his hands were trembling. Although the surgery was over, the real bad news was only just beginning. It turned out that her intestines twisting was not an accident, but because she had a severe intestinal motility disorder, her body was almost completely unable to digest food normally, and she could only stay alive through a feeding tube and liquid nutrition. Even more devastating was the fact that there was almost no truly effective treatment for this condition. From that moment on, the girl could no longer eat like a normal child. The only things that stayed with her were pills, feeding tubes, and waves of unbearable pain. Her mother refused to simply accept fate like this, and started calling major children's hospitals everywhere for help. The father mortgaged the farm and sold off the family's property, all for the chance to buy his daughter a chance to live. But 6 months passed, and every plea for help vanished like a stone sinking into the sea, without a single reply. Just when the mother was about to break, she was suddenly awakened by the disappointed look in her older daughter's eyes. She finally understood that if she collapsed first, the whole family would truly fall apart. So early the next morning, she took the girl and flew straight to Boston, because that was where the best pediatric doctor in the country was. And even if she could not get an appointment, she had to go and try in person. Sure enough, the hospital still followed procedure at first, saying that if they wanted to see a doctor, they would have to wait at least another 6 months. Holding back her tears, the mother had no choice but to leave. But then she unexpectedly received a phone call, telling them they could come in for an appointment first thing the next morning. This sudden opportunity finally let her see a glimmer of hope again. After examining the girl, the top doctor told her that although the girl could not be completely cured, they could try using medication to help her digest food. That way she could at least get rid of the feeding tube and live like a normal child. But this treatment could only relieve the symptoms, not cure the disease, and they would have to travel back and forth to Boston every week for follow-up visits. From Burleson, Texas to Boston Children's Hospital was nearly 3,000 kilometers. The treatment costs and travel expenses combined were almost like a bottomless pit, but the mother still gritted her teeth and kept going.